Hey, Google teachers. So I taught science for 12 years, and I did Google everything in my classroom. So we were using Chromebooks and Google Classroom and Google Docs and Drive and all that. So when I started working on Master, I was like, we definitely need to build in Google everything into here because it's going to make life so much easier. So let's go through and do that. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to sign in using Google. Now, if your school uses Microsoft or you use Microsoft, check out my other video that goes through all of our Microsoft Teams integration. But of course, you can always use MathShare without signing in. But we're going to go ahead and sign in. So this is the first time I'm signing in. So I'm going to be linking it up with my account. Now, with MathShare, what kind of information we do actually get from you is basically going to be your name, your email, and your Google ID. And that's just so we can then connect your Google account with your MathShare information. And I'm going to just go ahead and throw in some of this stuff. All right, cool. We're done signing up. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to very quickly just duplicate one of these existing problem sets that we have here. Because for the sake of this video, I just want to go through and show you how this works very quickly. So I've already created my class, Algebra 1. And I'm just ready to go ahead and assign this thing out. So I'm going to then click on the Google Classroom button, and that will make a new window pop up. And what's really awesome is because we're doing this kind of like pop up where it opens up in a new window, you don't need to grant MathShare permissions for your Google Classroom. So again, because we want to do as little as possible with data access, so you don't have to grant any new permissions whatsoever because we're not really touching this. This is all going through Google. So I'm going to select my class. I'm going to create a new assignment for this one. Then click on go. Here you can then change the title, do all those things. We can set a due date, number of points, that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to assign this out. So then we can view it. Right. So then when we open it up, the instructions are then simply anything you wrote down and then the link. So let's look at what this is for the students on this side. All right. So, hey, my teacher sent me a new assignment. How great of them. I really hope it's an inclusive math solution tool. Oh, it is. This is great. Okay. So this is me now as a student in Google Classroom. And so I'm looking at this. And so this is where you'd want to then instruct your students of go ahead and open this up. So they'll now see all of their work right here. That's okay. We'll close that for right now. Right, so now they can go through and they can kind of solve this. So I'm going to solve this first one here, and x is equal to, I'm just going to say x is equal to 42. Done. Okay, all right, so I'm going to add that step, and we're finished with this one. And blah, 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 blah. I work through the other problems. This has been fantastic. I've learned a lot. As a student, I can now actually turn in my finished work directly through Google Classroom as well. So I'll click on the Google Classroom button. Now, just because I'm signing in with multiple Google accounts right now, what I need to do is I need to actually go ahead and switch to a different one. So it just opens up in a different tab instead, but it's the same process in that other window. And the first thing I need to do is select my class that I'm enrolled in. Now, one of the things I didn't mention before is that for this turning in through Google process to work, Google requires there to be a due date on the assignment. So I actually paused this video and I went back and I added in a due date so that now I can select it. But I'll show you another way in which students can turn in the work also. So here's my assignment of solve for x. And down here, I'm going to move my little recording window here. I'm going to click on go. I want to attach this link to my assignment. And as a student, now I can view that assignment. So let's go and, oh, nope. My students always forget this. Now I'm forgetting it here. Oh my God. I'm going to also then click on turn in. I am done. I'm going to go ahead and turn in my assignment. And we're done. So what's happening here is that MathShare basically has now sent that link of the student's work there. So we'll head back over to the teacher side. And kind of show you what this looks like. Oh, nope, I'm not quite sure what's happening there. I was going to reload that page. Okay, so I'm going to go check out my student work, and hey, look at that, my star pupil, my only student, the best student in my class has turned in his work. I'm going to now start looking at what he did, and oh, look at that, x is equal to 42. What a brilliant person. So that's how that works. Now I'm going to show you this other flow too. So if, say, like you ran into some problems, you didn't set a due date like before, because that Google turn-in thing is a little bit funky. You have to make sure you get it exactly right for it to work. You have this other option of share permalink. And this is the same thing. It's just kind of like a manual process for this. So the students would then copy that link and then head back over into Google Classroom. So I'm going to unsubmit my work here as a student. I'm going to now add a link, paste the link, add it. So now I've got two of those links there. So that process. I also have another video showing this and walking students through this step by step. We also have instructions for this for students in the Help Center for students and in the student handout as well. So when you're ready for this with your students, either you can kind of demonstrate this if they need help with that, or we have those other resources available as well.